NANI?!
Kami po ang Group 3 at kami ay magre-report about sa Philippine Mining Act of 1995.
Tol, paabot na ito, no?
Sorry.
Bilga? May kamuta na ka?
Okay. Kumusta na pala si Kuya Kim?
Ano ba si Kuya Kim? Gila itong istorya, di ba?
Kaya, lagi po natin iisipin, ang mag-aral na maigi upang buhay ay bumuti.
Ay, puro trending mga ro.
Sabagay.
Di ba lumipat nga siya sa GMA?
Lumipat siya kasi nga daw may magandang opportunity na binigay yung GMA. But anyways, ang ganda ng mga punchline niya sa TV Patrol nun.
Ang isla sa Pakistan, dulot ng malakas na lindol na tinawag na Salsala Ko.
Sayang mga segment niya na tapos siya sa GMA.
Anong punchline nyo, ano? Yung walang knowledge, walang
Uy!
power?
Hindi Kay Kwan yun, kay Ernie yun.
Okay. Uy,
Sa kanya yung ang buhay ay weather lang.
Wait. Speaking of weather, no? Meron tayong report sa Latres. Tatandaan niyo.
Oo nga
Diba
pala.
magkagrupo tayong...
Okay na yung part mo. Wait. Dadating na babae, kulang pa isa.
Yeah, boy!
Saan nyo dito? Okay na yung part mo.
Okay.
Part mo.
Okay.
Part mo.
Nabasa.
Okay na yung part mo.
Ano ang part mo?
Ano ba yung part mo, Dol? Kaya ano naman, kung pwede mo ma-discuss sa amin, tsaka ma-explain kung ano ba yung organizational structure ng Philippine Mining Act.
Magaling to kasi, kung titingnan mo, gustong-gusto talaga ng gobyerno na i-regulate pangalagaan. Kasi, although, if we can see, ang daming mga taong nag-question about mining and so on. But, being parents, patrie, di ba? The state regulate the process, the conservation, and everything. Dito sinasabi na yung main agency na magpapatupad ng act na ito ay walang iba kundi yung DNR. Right po. Nasaan nga ba yung DNR? Dito sa aklan?
Pangalan ba?
yung DNR, sila yung agency talaga na magpapatupad nito with the department and together with the secretary. Dito nga sa act sinasabi, teka lang, kalimutan ko kasi. Ito sa section 8 ng Act
Public Act.
RA 7940. Sinasabi dito na section 8, the department, when they say department, it's the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. They are the ones to be the primary government agency responsible for the conservation, management, development, and proper use of the state's mineral resources, including those in reservations, watershed areas, and lands of the public domain. However, sa DNR also comes the secretary. Merong another agency or bureau na tinatawag. Ito yung tatandaan mo, anong bureau yun?
Mines Geosciences Bureau.
Yun, yung Mines Geosciences Bureau. Sinasabi dito na, yung gagawin niya, they also have the authority to enter into mineral agreements on behalf of the government. Upon a recommendation of the director of the bureau, recommendation to the secretary of the department, and to promulgate rules and regulations as may be necessary to implement the intent and provisions of this act. So kung tatingnan natin, it's really the DENR. Siya talaga yung the primary government agency na magpapatupad, papadaloy ng effectiveness and effectivity of this act.
So, pero di ba may part din ng LGU dyan?
Yes.
Mining Act.
Yun nga eh. Yung tinitingnan yung report natin, sobrang dami nun. Yung role ng LGU. Yung titingnan mo, from the department, going to the local government, ano yung mga kailangan gawin ng LGU? Titino, it's from letter A yata hanggang J. Sobrang dami. Pero, gusto mo malaman? Sige. Ikaw, gusto mo malaman? Sige. Kayo, gusto mo malaman? Sige, eto na siya. In March 1995, President Fidel V. Ramos signed into law the Philippine Mining Act, or Republic Act No. 7942. It was designed to revive the mining industry and attract foreign investment by defining the agreements of mineral exploitation and provide the requirements for acquiring mining rights. RA number 7942 governs the exploration, development, processing, and utilization of mineral resources in the Philippines. It is expected to protect the national interest by ensuring that the benefits from the mining are shared with the government through the Mineral Production Sharing Agreement. Moreover, the law allows foreign ownership, from mining projects to the financial technical assistance agreements. Let us discover the organizational structure of this act. We shall go into understand the role of the department, the bureau, and the local government unit. The department. Section 8 provides that the Department of Environment and Natural Resources shall be the primary government agency responsible for the conservation, management, development, and proper use of the state's mineral resources, including those in reservations, watershed areas, and lands of public domain. The Secretary of the said department shall have the authority to enter into mineral agreements on behalf of the government upon the recommendation of the Director. Moreover, the Secretary of the Department shall promulgate these rules and regulations as may be necessary to implement the intent and provisions of this Act. The Bureau. There is a bureau called Mines and Geosciences Bureau, headed by a director and assisted by an assistant director. The Bureau shall have direct charge in the administration and disposition of mineral lands and mineral resources, and shall undertake geological, mining, metallurgical, chemical, and other researches, as well as geological and mineral exploration surveys. The Director shall recommend to the Secretary the granting of mineral agreements to duly qualified persons and shall monitor the compliance by the contractor of the terms and conditions of the mineral agreements. The Bureau may confiscate surety, performance, and guarantee bonds posted through an order to be promulgated by the Director. The Director may deputize, when necessary, any member of unit of the Philippine National Police, barangay, duly registered non-governmental organization, or any qualified persons to police and all mining activities. The local government units. Subject to Section 8 and pursuant to the Local Government Code and other pertinent laws, the following are the role of the LGUs in mining projects within the respective jurisdictions. To ensure that relevant laws and public notice, public consultation, and public participation are complied with. To approve applications in coordination with the Bureau or regional offices and subject to valid and existing mining rights. To receive share as provided by law in the wealth generated from the utilization of mineral resources. To facilitate the process by which the community shall reach an informed decision on the social acceptability of a mining project. To participate in the monitoring of any mining activities. To participate as a member of the Mine Rehabilitation Fund Committee, to be recipient of social infrastructure and community development projects, to act as mediator between the indigenous cultural communities and the contractors, to coordinate with the department and the Bureau in the implementation of this act. Now, after understanding the role of the department, the Bureau, as well as the role of the LGUs, we shall try also to take note that the Act also provides the establishment of a national and regional filing and record system. What is this? A mineral resource database system shall be set up in the Bureau, which shall include, among others, a mineral rights management system. The Bureau shall publish at least annually a mineral gazette of nationwide circulation containing, among others, a current list of mineral rights, their location in the map, mining rules and regulations, other official acts affecting mining, and other information relevant to the mineral resources development. A system and publication fund shall be included in the regular budget of the Bureau.
Okay. Yun pala yung role ng DNR, Bureau, tsaka LGU.
From the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, going to the Bureau, going to the LGU, yun yung mga pamamaraan kung paano ipapatupad ang act na ito para mas maging makabuluhan, mas maging effective ito sa mga mamamayan.
Dapat lang plan.
So, about pala sa area na covered ng mining. So, lahat ba ng area pwede bigyan ng permit yung mga contractor na magmina?
Yan. Alam na yan. Alam na yan. Sige. Ito So, ang mga areas natin na pwede pang mina, pwede ma-designate sa open tsaka sa close. So, yung mga pwede, tsaka yung mga hindi pwede.
Okay.
So, yung mga areas na pwede is those subject to any existing rights or reservations and prior agreements of all parties, all mineral resources in public or private, including timber or forest lands as defined in existing laws, shall be open to mineral agreements or financial or technical assistance agreement applications. So any conflict that may arise under this provision shall be heard and resolved by the panel of arbitrators. So yun yung mga lugar na pwede minahan. Lahat ng mga mineral resources in public and in private land or sa mga forest activities.
Private, ibig sabihin, kahit sa lugar namin, private land ko to, kailangan ko pa rin pumunta sa state to ask for permission. Ito ibig sabihin?
Yes, tol. Kasi yung mga minerals, kahit makikita siya sa private land na owned in private capacity ng isang tao, owned pa rin siya ng state.
Okay. Ganun pala yun. So, kailangan pa rin talagang pumunta sa state to ask permission to be regulated kahit magmina ka sa sarili mo property.
Yes, tol. Tapos, meron din mga lugar na hindi pwede minahan. For example, una dyan is yung mga military and other government reservations, except kapag merong prior written clearance by the government agency concerned. So, yung mga military, tsaka yung mga other government reservations, hindi sila pwedeng minahan. Pero pag merong prior written consent, pwede na sila. Second, near or under public or private buildings, cemeteries, archaeological and historic sites, bridges, highways, waterways, railroads, reservoir, dams, or other infrastructure projects, public or private works, including plantations or valuable crops, except upon written consent of the government agency or private entity. So maraming mga buildings tsaka mga historical sites ang hindi pwede minahan. However, pag meron silang prior written consent sa government or sa private entity, pwede silang minahan.
Meron lang akong tanong na isa. No? So, why do you think na bawal tayong magmina sa mga lugar ng mga military? Eh, siyempre, ito yung mga lugar nila. I don't know if it is because of the national security reason, alam mo yun.
I think siguro dahil din sa interest ng lugar nila na kumbaga yung gamit nila is for public service. So kasi pag nagninat tayo, yung nasisira kasi yung physical or geographical figure ng lugar.
Tsaka tol, yung mga military kasi ng mga bases, halimbawa, nasa public service sila. So basically, nasa public dominion sila, kaya hindi sila pwedeng hinahanap i-subject for mining operation.
Eh, paano yung mga lugar na they claim that this property is theirs since time immemorial? Yung mga ganun eh.
Yung kumbaga ancestral lands.
Yes, yung mga ancestral domains.
Yung mga indigenous community.
Pwede ba yun?
So, yung mga ancestral lands, hindi sila pwedeng minahan. However, under Section 16 of RA 7942, no ancestral land shall be open for mining operations without prior consent of the indigenous cultural community consent. So, pag meron namang consent ng indigenous cultural communities, pwede naman silang minahan.
Okay. So, naalala ko about dyan, parang pagkakaalam ko, yung permit niyan is binibigay ng National Commission on Indigenous People under sa Federal Law.
Okay. Wait lang tol, bago tayo pumunta sa permit, meron ba kasing mga lugar na kung hindi nabanggit na mga hindi pwedeng minahan?
So, ano yun?
Meron pang in addition sa mga military and other government reservations, saka sa mga buildings and historical sites na na-mention ko a while ago, meron pang third one, in areas covered by valid and existing mining rights. So yung may mga rights na may mga existing
existing mining rights. Ito yung valid existing rights nila before the effectivity of
Opo. Okay. Okay. Next one is those areas expressly prohibited by law. So merong mga pinoprohibit yung batas na mga areas na hindi talaga pwedeng minahan.
Like sinabi mo kanina.
Yung mga scenario. For fifth one, in areas covered by small-scale miners as defined by law unless with prior consent of the small-scale miners. So, yung mga areas na covered ng Small-Scale Mining Act, di din pwede minahan under the Philippine Mining Act of 1995.
Pero, kapag nagkaroon ng agreement between small miners at saka ng mga contractors, pwede.
Yon. Kasi yung consent ng mga small-scale miners ay importante para sa pag-authorize ng pagmina sa isang lugar.
Tanong ulit ako, bakit kailangan merong agreement sila yung small scale tapos etong sa mga malalaking kumpanya ng pagmimina?
I think siguro para protektahan din yung interest ng mga maliliit na minero. For example, kasi itong mga contractor na ito, yung mga kapital. So, kumbaga, binibigyan din ng proteksyon ng batas yung mga maliliit na kumpanya.
Kasi siyempre, pag sinakop na nila lahat yun, mas mahirap na, mas mawawalan ng trabaho yung mga maliliit. Pero, tapos ka na ba? Pero interested
Di
talaga.
ba, meron pa akong example. Kasi yun lang. Yun yung mga lugar na pinoprohibit ng batas na minahan. Saka ito pa yung last. Those old growth and or virgin forest, proclaimed watershed forest reserves, wilderness areas, mangrove forest, mossy forest, national park, provincial municipal forest, parks, green belts, game refuge, and bird sanctuaries as defined by law, and in areas expressly prohibited under the National Integrated Protected Area System under the Republic Act number 75. So basically, ito yung mga forest lands, tsaka mga public forest,
national parks,
na hindi pwedeng minahan because of Republic Act number 75.
Nice. Pero interested talaga ako sa Ipralo na yun.
Yun. Ikaw, ano pa yun, tol? Hindi kasi namin maintindihan dyan. Ano ba yun?
Parang kuhan yun, karapatan yun. Kasi, di ba, merong mga lugar na tinitirahan ng mga community, mga indigenous
Indigenous people.
Minsan kasi yung mga lugar nila mayayaman sa mga mineral. So hindi naman pwedeng pasukin lang yan ng gobyerno kasi una nire-respeto ng gobyerno yung karapatan ng mga indigenous people para sa karapatan nila dun sa lupa nila.
So it has to be, meron dapat silang recognition from the
National Commission on
Indigenous Peoples, no?
Dapat recognize sila doon para ma-consider na indigenous people.
Yung about sa ano pala tol, yung sa permits. Nasaan kayo sa Mamay?
Uy, o nga pala. So, eto na yung department, to the bureau, to the local government. Eto yung mga lugar na pwedeng tayo magmina.
So, paano
hindi.
So, paano magmina? Ano yung mga kailangan?
Yun, kung magmimina ka,
Unang-una,
anong gagawin mo?
Unang-una pagkakalam ko, exploration permit muna. Kasi
Ayun, oo.
titingnan muna nila kung ano yung lugar, viable ba yun sa pagmimina.
Pag sinabing exploration, ibig sabihin,
Hindi ko alam.
Ganito na lang.
ikaw na.
Total, hindi mo naman alam tol, di ko din alam.
Oo.
Ewan ko sa kanila kung alam nila. Tawagan na lang natin si Mamay.
Bagay mo tol, wala akong load eh.
Sige, eto na lang.
Sa kanya yata nakasign yun, di ba?
Oo, kasi alam ko, nung hinati natin to, napunta sa kanya tong topic na to. Feeling ko, umikot na to sa DNR ng mga offices eh.
Baka nagpunta sa region yun.
So, tatawagan ko si Ma'am Ay.
Dito ka tumawa, maganon. Ayan. Wait lang. Oo.
So, tatawagan natin si Ma'am Ay para matutunan natin kung ano yung about sa mga exploration permit.
Sige,
Under
sige.
RA 7945.
Okay. Ayan. Diyan ka sa kabila. Ayan. Green. Kita nila, hindi na tawag.
Hello, Ma'am Ay.
Hi team! Hello ours, not mine team. So, as requested, I'm here sa Penro Aklan para ma-interview natin si Miss Lisa straight from the MGB's department or bureau about sa exploration permit. So, I'm Eileen from ACC College of Law. So, here's your ma'am. Gusto lang namin malaman ano pong basi exploration permit regarding dun sa Philippine Mining Law Act natin ng 1995. Gusto lang din malaman ng team ko at saka ng classmates ko. Why do we use such permit?
What is an exploration permit? Section 20 of RA number 7942 provides that exploration permit grants the right to conduct exploration for all minerals in specified areas. The Bureau shall have the authority to grant an exploration permit to a qualified person. Who is a qualified person? A qualified person is letter A, any Filipino citizen of legal age and with capacity to contract. Letter B, a Filipino-owned corporation, partnership, association, or cooperative. At least 60% of the capital is owned by Filipino citizens, organized or authorized for the purpose of engaging in mining with technical and financial capability to undertake mineral resources development and duly registered in accordance with the law. Or letter C, a foreign-owned corporation, partnership, association, or cooperative, duly registered in accordance with law and in which less than 50% of the capital is owned by Filipino citizens. So how much area is granted for an exploration permit? Please see table, and please note 1 radial block is equivalent to approximately 81 hectares. So what is the term of an exploration permit? The term of an exploration permit is for a period of 2 years from date of its issuance, renewable for periods but not to exceed a total term of 4 years for non-metallic exploration or 6 years for metallic mineral exploration. Renewal of the permit is allowed if the permittee has complied with all the terms and conditions of the permit and he, she, or it has not been found guilty of violation of any provision of RA 7942 or the Philippine Mining Act of 1995 and its implementing rules and regulations. Likewise, the conduct of feasibility study and filing of the declaration of mining project feasibility are undertaken during the term of the permit. So where can we file our exploration permit? An EP application shall be filed in the Mines and Geosciences Bureau or MGB regional office concerned for mineral in the mineral reservation areas using the prescribed form or MGB form number 05-1 through payment of the filing fee and submission of 5 sets of the following mandatory requirements. The following additional requirements shall be required from the applicant submitted after the acceptance of the application but prior to the issuance of exploration permit. So here's the exploration permit process flowchart. Registration of exploration permit. Upon evaluation that all the terms and conditions and all pertinent requirements are in order and that the subject area had been cleared from any conflict, the Director shall approve the issuance of the exploration permit and the permittee shall cause the registration of the same with the Bureau or the regional office concerned within 15 days from receipt of the written notice and upon payment of the required fees. Transfer of exploration permit. Section 25 of RA number 7942 provides an exploration permit may be transferred or assigned to a qualified person subject to the approval of the Secretary upon the recommendation of the Director. The required prior approval is necessary because exploration permits are strictly granted to entities or individuals processing the resources and capability to undertake mining operations. The exploration, development, and utilization of the country's natural mineral resources are matters impressed with great public interest. Indeed, a mining license, being a mere privilege, does not vest absolute rights in the holder. Thus, without offending the due process and the non-impairment clauses of the Constitution, it can be revoked by the state in the public interest.
Aha, okay. So thank you po. Thank you, Tita Ay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
O yun lang naman pala yung kailangan. Yung mga permit, dadaan kay ganito, and so on. Anyways, so eto na. Alam na natin kung ano yung agency, yung bureau, role ng local government unit. Tinignan natin kung ano yung pwedeng mga lugar. Tapos kay Tita Ay, sinabi kanina, ano yung mga exploration permits na kailangan. Now, pag may nakita ka na, alam mo na eto na yung lugar na kung saan magkakanda ka magmina. Ano naman ngayon yung susunod?
So, ano ba yung mineral agreement na ito? Ano ba yung mga purpose niya? Ano yung mga requirements? So, para saan ba yan?
Di ba sa'yo yan?
Hindi sa akin.
Ay, kanina. Uy, sa'yo yan!
So, yung mineral agreement kasi na yan is, ang definition yan is ito yung pagbibigay ng gobyerno ng kontrata sa mga private contractors na magmina or exclusive rights to magmina sa area na nabigyan na ng permit for exploration. So, meron tatlong klase ang mining agreement. Unang-una, meron tinatawag na Mineral Production Sharing Agreement.
Mineral production sharing.
So, pangalawa, meron tinatawag din na Co-Production Agreement. At yung pangatlo, yung Joint Venture Agreement.
Ito tatlo.
So, una, yung binibigyan ng number sa definition, kung titingnan natin, ito ay sa pagitan ng gobyerno at private contractor. So, ito, sino ba yung pwedeng maging private contractor? So, yung private contractor, ito ay pwede maging natural person or juridical person.
Okay.
So, pag natural person, ito yung mga dapat Filipino citizen talaga.
Hindi ba pwedeng foreigner?
Hindi. So,
Dahil,
unang-una, para ma-promote din yung patriotism. Sa konstitusyon natin, pinaprotektahan yung patriotism ng buwan din natin.
sige. Tuloy ka.
So, ito, doon na tayo, kung sino yung qualified person. Ito yung sa natural person is Pinoy at may legal capacity.
Regardless kung naturalized or
Basta wala namang
Filipino citizen.
sinabi kung kung natural or one, pero basta Filipino citizen.
Okay.
So, sa
juridical
person naman, kailangan may 60% ng pagmamay-ari ng kumpanya is Filipino owned dapat.
Yun sinasabi nila 60-40.
So, mabalik tayo dun sa klase ng mga mineral agreements. So, unang-una, yung mineral production agreement. So, ito, masyadong konti lang yung nakukuha ng gobyerno dito. Kasi tungkol ito sa mga maliliit lang na mga quarrying na yan, mga pagiging ng mga construction supply. So, usually, yung share lang ng gobyerno dito is yung excise tax lang. So, wala ang halos parte yung gobyerno doon, maliban lang sa pagkuha ng excise tax. For example, yung...
But sa small scale.
Hindi.
Kahit ito mismo.
Ito mismo. For example, halimbawa, quarrying, mga ganyan. So, excise tax lang yan. So, per metric ton.
Pag sinabing excise tax,
yan, parang porsyento ng gobyerno sa nakukuha ng nagmimina. For example, sa quarrying, per metric ton, meron silang certain amount na nakukuha per metric ton.
okay.
Yun ba yung measurement o yung tax rates? Yung metric tons na yun?
Hindi, yun yung measurement ng mineral na nakukuha. Doon naman sa co-production agreement, ito naman is may binibigay na input yung gobyerno. Under sa Section 81 ng Philippine Mining Act, yung input na binibigay ng gobyerno doon ay capital investment, risk involved, contribution of the project to the economy, and other factors that will provide for a fair and equitable sharing between the government and the contractor.
So may contractor na dito.
So,
Sa una meron. Di ba lang? Yung sa una, yung first na...
meron contractor pareho, pero yung dun kasi sa una, parang masyadong independent yung contractor doon sa mineral.
Kasi excise
excise lang. Dito sa co-production agreement na to kasi, meron talagang part na yung gobyerno.
Okay.
Kumbaga meron na silang input dito. Unlike doon sa una, pinahayaan na ng gobyerno na magmina subject to proper auditing yung or environmental laws, yung pagmimina. Samantal dito sa production agreement, kung lang siya, kumbaga may part na yung gobyerno, either meron ng taong involved yung gobyerno. Doon sa mineral production agreement, is walang taong involved yung gobyerno.
Yung production pala nun, parang hinati ng private entity tsaka ng government. Ano nga yung pangatlo tol?
Kwan yun, yung joint venture agreement. So ito yung mga malalakihang mineral agreement. So kung nasusundan natin yung balita, ito yung mga may ingay sa balita ngayon. So kasi yung joint venture malalaki to. Kasi kung isipin natin sa joint venture, nagkakaroon ng parang kumpanya na ginawa in between sa private contractor at sa gobyerno para sa mineral agreement. Yung pinagkaiba niya dun sa co-sharing is yung private contractor at gobyerno nagkakaroon ng kanya-kanyang inputs. Samantala ito sa joint venture, parang nagkakaroon ng title na kumpanya kasi magkakaroon sila ng literal na magkakaroon talaga ng parang kumpanya na magmimina.
Parang nagiging isang entity na.
Oo, nagiging entity na sila.
Joint.
Yung venture.
Isa.
So ganun pala yun. Ikaw tol, parang kanina ka patahimik dyan
Kaya nga, ano yung iniisip mo?
Hindi yan kasi ako sa inyo tol eh.
Yo!
May tanong ako, ano? Yung about sa area, may specific na measurement ba or unlimited sir yung agreement?
Under kasi sa RA 7942, yung area na pwede makover ng mineral agreement is depende yan. So, pag example, pag sa province at individual na tao lang is up to 10 blocks. Kapag corporation naman, nasa province, up to 100 blocks. Pero iba naman yung area na cover kapag buong Pilipinas. Pag individual, up to 20 blocks. At kapag korporasyon, hanggang 200 blocks. Ito yung mga onshore lamang.
Okay.
Iba pa yung nasa dagat.
Onshore yung
Nasa lupa.
nasa lupa. So within sa territory.
Pero kapag offshore naman, yung mga nasa dagat, pag individual is up to 50 blocks. At kapag korporasyon naman, up to 500 blocks. Pero itong pag offshore na to, subject pa to sa mga policy ng UNCLOS. Kasi kung makikita natin yung mga boundaries ng exclusive economic zone natin is kumbaga lumalapaw din sa EEC ng ibang bansa. So ito ay ginagabern din ng
May tanong ulit ako. So, saan po ulit tayo magpa-file? Tsaka sino po mag-approve na agreements nito?
So, kung magpa-file tayo ng permit for mineral agreement, ayon sa RA 7942, kapag dito sa local na lugar, ipapile natin dito sa regional office ng BENR. Pero kapag yung subject ng ating ng lugar na gusto nating pagminahan ay mineral reserves, dapat ito ay nasa national. So, ito ay ipapile natin sa DENR at ipapasa ito ng regional office natin sa secretary, from secretary doon sa presidente. So, presidente ang nag-approve ng mineral agreement.
Aabot pa rin pa talaga sa presidente ito.
Yung kung sa termino naman ng agreement, ito ay may maximum time na 25 years.
So, yung application, sure siya for 25 years.
Di ba pwedeng franchise yun?
Franchise to, ano? Hindi.
Parang similar din sa franchise kasi renewable siya for another 25 years.
Okay. So, pag binigyan ka ng permit na ito, is this duration niya 25 years, pwede ba ito makancel if ever na merong irregularities?
Siyempre. Unang-una, bago ito makansela, dapat merong petition ng concerned citizen or may taong may legal standing na mag-question dito. So, base sa power na binigay ng Administrative Code of 1987 sa DENR Secretary, merong power ang DENR Secretary na ikansilahin ang anumang naibigay na mineral agreement sa corporation or sa individual.
Pag sinabing legal standing, dapat involved ka ba talaga? Directly involved
dapat apektado pa. Or, yun, dapat apektado ka talaga.
Intergenerational, pwede ba yun? Responsibility, legal standing.
Ayon, ang provision ng naman kasi ng batas, dapat merong petition. So,
From affected
person. So, yun naman. So, base doon. So, talagang dapat affected ka.
Meron bang grounds yung cancellation ng mga business?
Probably yung mga grounds ito, siguro yung mga violation ng environmental laws or yung violation din ng kung ano yung nakalagay dun sa kontrata.
At pwede dito yung writ of kalikasan or writ of continuing mandamus?
Pwede siguro.
Sa ano naman tol, na parang meron kasi akong nabasang mga financial and technical assistance agreements.
Kwan yun. Diba nakasaad dun sa definition niya, yung exclusive right siya. Pero pwede itong matransfer na yung mineral agreement pwede matransfer ng may hawak na sa another na corporation or individual. Except dun sa financial and technical assistance agreement.
Binasa mo yun, di ba?
Okay na yun.
Ano ba yun doon? Hindi kasi namin maintindihan masyado kasi binasa din namin pero gusto namin may explain or may elaborate mo pa.
Sige, elaborate ko ha. Ang FTAA is yung contract involving financial or technical assistance agreement.
Okay.
So, it involves yung large-scale exploration, development, and utilization.
Sino nagbibigay ng assistance pagdating dito?
So, nagbibigay assistance yung mga eligible foreign-owned corporations. So, it is also a negotiation, just like the joint venture agreement and the corporate production agreement. So, unlike the timber license agreement, pwedeng ng gobyerno
Regulate?
hindi, pwedeng ma-cancel yung sa OPOSA versus factoran case. Pero yung sa FTAA na agreements, hindi pwedeng ma-cancel ng gobyerno.
So, sa madaling salita, ang FTAA cover ba siya ng non-impairment laws ng Constitution?
Cover siya.
Here, not all persons who are interested in the exploration, development, and utilization, or the EDU, of minerals, petroleum, and other mineral oils are allowed to enter this kind of contract. Now, when you speak of a financial or technical assistance agreement, or the FTAA, it is a large-scale exploration, development, and utilization of natural resources. and only qualified persons with technical and financial capabilities are allowed to enter such. For the purpose of granting an FTAA, a legally organized foreign-owned corporation, duly registered in accordance with law in which less than 50% of the capital is owned by Filipino citizens, is deemed a qualified person. Here are some of the minerals that can be made a subject of an FTAA agreement. Here is gold, copper, nickel, chromite, lead, zinc, or other minerals. However, cement, raw materials, marble, granite, sand and gravel, and construction aggregates are not allowed. The maximum contract area that may be granted per qualified person is, as stated here, 1,000 meridional blocks onshore and 4,000 meridional blocks offshore. If we may ask, can a combination of both prosper? Yes, as long as it shall not exceed the maximum limits for onshore and offshore areas. For the term, the government only allows a 25-year term of the FTA from the date of execution. However, it may still be renewable for another term not exceeding 25 years. As you can see, we have these activities which must be completed within a certain period. For the exploration, the pre-feasibility study, if warranted, and the feasibility study, which they respectively have 2 years to comply, and then the remaining years of the FTAA is then the development, construction, and utilization. Just like any other agreement as previously discussed, an FTAA is also subject to negotiation. Here in Section 36 of RA 7942, it must first be negotiated by the department and executed and approved by the President. For the collection of the government, it shall only commence after the contractor has fully recovered its pre-operating expenses, exploration, and development expenditures. Here, after the Bureau or the regional office had issued to the applicant the notice of application, the following must also be posted and announced on the radio. The name and subject address of the applicant, the duration, the extent of the duration to be undertaken, the area, the geographical coordinates or the meridional blocks, and the map sketch. Here, as you can see, the law had already provided a broad terms and conditions in order that it will set the rules and guidelines or standards, as well as to have a common ground between the government and the FAA contractors. We have a lot of these terms and conditions only in the pursuit or in the interest of the state and to the Filipino citizens. An FTAA may also be assigned or transferred in whole or in part to another qualified person and approved by the President. As long as it is approved and within 30 days, the President shall notify Congress about the FTA agreement assigned or converted. In the case of Labu-Galbilaan Tribal Association Incorporated versus Ramos, an FTAA agreement was entered between the Philippines and the Western Mining Corporation. Now, petitioners claim that the Western Mining Corporation violated Section 2 of Article 12 of the Constitution. And it claimed that it allowed foreign-owned companies to extend more than mere financial or technical assistance to the state in the exploitation, development, utilization of minerals, petroleum, and other mineral oils. And it also allowed foreign-owned companies to extend both technical and financial assistance instead of either technical or financial assistance. Now, in this case, the court reiterated and highlighted that the mineral resources are owned by the state and the exploration, development, and utilization must always be subject to the full control and supervision of the state. The phrase agreements involving either technical or financial assistance are in fact service contracts. And countries such as the Philippines, which is poor in mining expertise but rich in natural resources, may enter into service contracts, wherein the foreign contractors provide capital, technology, and technical know-how. And again, to repeat, the state, particularly the Philippines, has full control and supervision in all its mineral resources when it comes to to contracts such as an FTAA. Now, in this last case, in the case of the Video Earth Savers Multipurpose Association versus Gozun, in the third issue, petitioners charge that Republic Act number 7942, as well as its implementing rules and regulations, make it possible for FTA contracts to sit over to a fully foreign-owned corporation, full control and management of mining enterprises, and that the state reduces to a passive regulator, dependent on submitted plans and reports with weak review and audit powers. Now, the court disagreed with this contention and dismissed the case, wherein it cited the case of Labo Galbilaan, Tribal Association Incorporated versus Ramos, wherein Republic Act 7942 provides for the state's control and supervision over mining operation and strengthened with the provisions of sections 8, 9, 66, 55, and other various stipulations confirming the government's control over mining enterprises. In addition, the state may compel the contractor's compliance with mandatory requisites on mine safety, health and environmental protection, and the use of anti-pollution technology and facility. Here, in the second paragraph, the state has visitorial rights over mining operations and institute repertorial requirements to ensure that the state's control and supervision over the mining operations.
Oh, what's down mga kaibigan? Salamat po sa pakikinig.
Sana may napulot kayo at may natutunan. Kami ang Group 3.
At sana nabusog kami!
Bye-bye!
Tol, paabot na ito, no? Sorry. Dilga?